Greetings, folks. It's Woody from Obadiah's. We're looking at the Nordica Suprema. We've been burning it now for about a week or so. Kind of wanted to go over some of the features, and in this particular stove we are running a draw collar, and we just do that because it helps them draft a little better to get them going when you have a cold chimney. The chimney is always the engine that drives your stove. If you put your chimney on the outside of the house, it'll be cold. And when you go to light your stove, you'll be battling a cold chimney. That's why we at Obadiah's always recommend that you put your chimney pipe inside the house and never outside. Now the thing about the Nordica Suprema is this is a radiant stove. There's really no convection going on here. It throws a lot of radiant heat into the house. We're heating a small cabin. The stove heats this cabin fairly well. I would say the stove will heat 1,000 square feet. Perfect for a small cabin or a room. It's going to be kind of warm in the kitchen where the stove is. I've got the door cracked. Get the fire going. There you can see the fire. The glass on the door is kind of interesting. There's 2 layers of glass. And you'll see the air wash in the top. You close the door and there's another pane of glass on the outside. Actually, there's 3 layers of glass. So you have this outer shield which protects you. It doesn't get very hot. I'm putting my hand on it. So that's pretty amazing. There's not much out there that you could do that with. So if you were to bump into that, you wouldn't get burned. There's glass behind that, and then there's this inner glass. So very unique on how they built this. So it's a triple pane window in the door. The glasses stay pretty clean. This is a really good idea how they've done this. A lot of unique features in the Nordicas. They're very creative. There's actually a little wire at the bottom, and the door is a self-closing door. So the way that it locks, there's that 2 roller pins and this brass knob, and you push it closed. Now you've got 2 draft controls. That one, and that one appears. Well, evidently you can lock them by turning them to whatever you want. So, full open, closed. So you can see the draft control here. No slide mechanism. And the air control. Now, the oven on this is very large. Has a oven rack and this slide. So you have your rack and tray. Porcelain. The oven is all porcelain. Very large. If you're looking for a large oven, this would be your stove. That black door down there is your clean out. It also has a little wire down on the bottom like the other side does, but it doesn't self-close, which is good. And then the glass, a lot of glass, very large. So, very well made stove. Pan drawer. It's cast iron on the front. The whole front of this, all the doors, everything is cast iron. Castings are very nice. Very well built. Very nice castings. The panels are sheet metal. There's no gaps for convection. Nowhere for cool air to get drawn into the stove and to convect out. Now, the one thing I liked about the La Rosa, or excuse me, the Italy, is it has natural convection. So, as this is a radiant stove. So, and there you have it. We have the Suprema. We can get an 8-hour burn out of it with no problem. Easily get an overnight burn. The firebox holds quite a bit of wood, and the oven and everything else works really well. So overall, I would rate this stove, I would say an 8 or a 9 as far as the finish quality. As far as the way that it heats, I would rate it as a 7. I'm not a big fan of radiant stoves. I like convection better, but it does heat well. Overall, I would say this is a very good stove for the money. When you consider the price, I would rate this stove a 9. For what it costs and what you get, it is a very good stove. So if you're looking for something that's very attractive, has a European look, gets an overnight burn, has a glass door on the firebox, a large oven, this could be your stove. So this is Woody from Obadiah's, and I thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.